Welcome to the APTA 2021 National Championships, sponsored by the APTA national sponsors Viking, Fusion, Upswing Health, and My Paddle, and local sponsors Investors Bank, Celebrity Motor Car, the Fort Athletic Club, Elm City Communications, and Riley Green Mountain Platform Tennis Courts. We are live from the Montclair Golf Club in West Orange, New Jersey on the APTA Network, presented by Pro Flight Live. I'm Brad Easterbrook alongside Hall of Famer Patty Hogan, bringing you men's quarterfinal round action between our number 3 seeds of Araya and Parsons and their opponents. And Patty, why don't you give us the players on the court there?
Sure. Serving on the right side, the deuce court, with his back to us, is Juan Araya. Walking back in the court in the blue top, that's Mark Parsons, who's in the ad court. On the far side, in the deuce court, Tyler Frazier. No, that's Adam Morgan, sorry. And on the ad court, that's Tyler Frazier. Incredibly successful team out of the Midwest this year, Mark. I mean, Brad, I think this is going to be an incredible match here for the fans at Montclair Golf Club and on the live stream.
I agree with you entirely, and Morgan and Frazier didn't make it easy for you wearing matching outfits out there, to tell them apart. But Morgan and Frazier had some great results, and great wins early in the year. They beat Berkshire Doya earlier in the year. Very talented, tough team. They haven't really broken through. This is a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, they've done a lot of traveling this year, Brad, and they've been one of the teams from the Midwest who has felt comfortable traveling and figuring out how to have some safeguards in place. They've had incredible success. They won the Winter Warrior men's NRT, third in the Philly Open. They won Detroit. Midwesterns, they were second. Indy, they were second. And, what a daunting task. National champions together, Parsons and Araya. And Mark Parsons is one of the 2 players left in the men's field looking for national championship number 5, Brad? Is that correct?
Number 5, it is correct.
Along with Johan Durant.
Yeah, it's just a tremendous matchup. I mean, a couple of things to look for today. Adam Morgan hits the underhand serve, but he hits it hard with roll. And he doesn't just roll it in there to keep it low. He actually hits it with some offense. But Araya and Parsons are tremendous at driving the underhand serve. They've done it very well, and they did it well against beating Durant
Ladies
and
and
Mitchell
gentlemen,
earlier in this season.
Welcome to the 2021 APTA National Championship. This is a men's quarterfinal match. On my right, playing out of Greenwich, Connecticut, Juan Araya, and his playing partner, playing out of Weston, Connecticut, Mark Parsons. And on my left, playing out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Tyler Frazier, and his playing partner, playing out of Lake Bluff, Illinois, Adam Morgan.
Well, that was a very enthusiastic greeting there from our umpire, Greg Robertson there, Patty Hogan.
Brad, did you train him?
I mean, it was very fitting for the occasion. This is a men's national quarterfinal, and he's out there setting the tone early, and I love it. Neither of these teams had a difficult round to the quarterfinals, I don't believe. Both of them doing good workman's job, but today is going to be a tough task for both teams.
Yeah, Parsons and Araya won the Philly Open, finished third in the 505 Open run a couple weeks ago. They were third in the Western New England.
You guys want to spin?
I mean, it is a treat to watch this match alongside with you, Brad, and talking about it. I wish you were next to me, but this will do, and I think this is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm definitely outside of 6 feet, Patty. And, the matchup, they're spinning for the toss right now. Tyler Frazier has long been one of the most talented players in the game, but also a little bit sort of like questionable with his choices at various times, playing pedal to the metal all the time. This year, he seemed to have developed more of a willingness to grind, pick his moments to go for things.
Guys,
and you could say very similar things about Juan Araya, too. He's been one of the most talented players on the tour for a long time.
Brad, I mean, I think with these players, they have so many shots, and we've seen over the years with all the great players and the great champions, you know, being able to make those choices early. And as they, you know, they talk about great athletes who can figure out how to get the game to slow down, even when it's high speed. It's amazing.
I'm a little slow.
All right, they're working it out with Greg Robertson. It looks like Mark Parsons has the ball, and they'll be starting serve in this match here. You got Araya and Frazier are two of the best cut finishers in the game, Patty. So we expect to see that come into play. If you leave an overhead short and easy, those guys can absolutely finish the point with a high degree of success. And I see up here on our board here from our great pro fight producers that you remember to call for replays. I expect there to be a ton of highlights and replays.
Gentlemen, play well.
Brad, any predictions?
I mean, I predict an entertaining match one way or the other. I think Parsons is just too solid, and Araya is just so talented. I have to take the 3 seeds here. Now, Morgan, through sheer force of work, is a great ball striker and probably one of the grittiest and toughest competitors in the game. He doesn't have the cut finishing shots, but he will do some damage from the backcourt. He doesn't have 2 speeds either. There you see the early cut shot from Araya.
Love, 15.
Great wheels. He doesn't have the rollers or the off pace. He just comes after you with his drives, but not afraid to pull the trigger ever.
Love, 30.
Brad, I remember when Juan Araya was always the first server for his team for many years, and here's Parsons starting their team out.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point, and people have made that distinction before. I think the entire premise of it is they feel best when Araya is on top of that net. But Araya is a very good server, one of the best servers in the game, very consistent. That's a huge backhand
40.
from Frazier, along with the accompanying grunt.
Game, Frazier, Morgan. Frazier and Morgan lead the first set. 1 game to love.
Good stuff for them. A great start coming out firing at all cylinders, and a couple loose errors there from Araya Parsons.
Yeah, I'm going to be fascinated with Adam Morgan's serve because, you know, I've not seen anyone else serve exactly like him, where he throws his entire body into the serve, Brad.
Yeah, he hits a very offensive rolling serve. I like it. I personally think it's a good one. He'll do it like he just took one there for practice. He'll do it. He'll still stay back half the time. He'll mix and match.
15, love.
And Araya and Parsons have had some sets where they start off really slow, Patty, and to the point where they've lost sets like 6-2 starting off, and then they come out gangbusters after that. So they don't always start fast. It just depends. It's a long day out here.
And their slow start, Brad, doesn't really faze them, it seems. Like, they're accepting that they're going to play some poor sets from time to time.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, we're just into this. I mean, it's not fair to call this a poor start yet.
No, not at all. I'm just saying in general, you know, they're such great teams, and you know, if they lose a set,
love.
it's not a big deal compared to club level players where it's hugely significant. With all of these guys, every one of them is thinking this match is probably going to be a 3-setter. Are you thinking that, Brad?
You know, there's a good possibility it's a 3-setter. It's really just so much. That's just so good there from Frazier.
40,
so much of
love.
it just depends on who executes, because there's so much firepower out there, Patty. Frazier is just coming out swinging.
I mean, it's rare when you can make a guy miss a shot. He's one of the greatest players our game has ever seen.
40-15.
Actually, technically, he didn't miss a shot. He didn't even get a racket on it, Patty. He just
true,
cut,
Brad.
finished it right down in there. That was just a great shot from Frazier. It's a great transition back from Frazier Morgan. Talking about it all day. For transition is going to be a huge part of the game today because it's so warm out.
Frazier Morgan lead the first set, 2-0.
Brad, what's the over-under on if Adam Frazier is going to wear shorts in a 70-degree day?
The over-under. That's a good question. If he's not wearing them today, there's
15.
a good chance we'll not see them. That was a great move from Frazier. He pegs Araya on the last point. He is fired up in this one.
15 all.
I think a lot of people from Chicago and Cincinnati are watching this, hoping Frazier and Morgan have a breakthrough here against one of the game's top teams. Because a lot of people consider them in the running when the handful of teams capable of winning a national championship this weekend. People talked about Frazier and Morgan and how hot they are.
They are playing really well. It's unfortunate the COVID times they did a great job being safe here, but we are missing a lot of the Chicago teams, and these guys are the Midwest representatives right now in the quarterfinals. So in the men's draw. So kudos to them, and they are a really tough team and playing very well. I mean, Frazier really is the complete package. He's incredibly fast. He's got great hands, good volleys. He's got a huge backhand. His forehand is getting better. He's getting more confident with it. Oh, the hands of Araya there.
30-15.
But he's had moments with his forehand where people will dump it there and bait him to hit it, and he was uncomfortable at times. He got much better at it the next tournament after, so we'll see if that comes into play today at all.
30 all. Call stands.
Sure, and that's the amazing thing about these guys. You know, we used to see Tyler just kind of sit on his two-handed backhand, just wait for it, and he knows to become a more complete player, you've got to have a threat of offense from every spot on the court almost to take out one of these top teams.
I mean, he's incredibly quick. He's got finishing shots. The only thing in the past has been the forehand and the choices. There are times where he would play a match, and at crucial times, it's good to go for your shots and feel comfortable, but he'd make 2 or 3 errors at a time where you needed to really go for your best options. And he is just playing lights out right now.
Frazier Morgan.
And I saw his willingness to grind early this year. I already think this team has turned a corner, and Frazier has as well. That is a great start.
Game. Frazier Morgan.
No energy from the
Frazier
Araya
Morgan
and
lead
Parsons
the first
camp yet.
set. 3-0.
Yeah, Frazier Morgan, I love watching them play. I love watching all these top guys play, but, Adam Morgan, he's just a grinder out there. He'll never, I've seen these guys. The greatest match I've ever seen played was when they took out Durant and Mitchell. Pro Flight event, Brad, 2 years ago, Fiddler's Elbow.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of their starting point as a team, and they were thrown together at the last minute, I think, by Drew Broderick, and they ended up here they are, one of the top teams in the country 2 years later.
And Frazier has multiple serves. He can hit across the ball. He's got like a jump cut serve, almost
Fault.
like a cut overhead foot fault. I
Fault,
believe,
guys,
or-
gentlemen, fault. Love
Yeah,
15, foot
on.
fault. You did. You stepped on the line before you hit it. Love 15.
All right, so good
Love
job by the
15,
umpire enforcing the foot fault rules.
Yep, Greg Robertson, he's going to call him.
Yep, and he did right on that first serve, right on the bat. And Frazier maintaining he was behind the line, but Robertson's saying he stepped on it. So kudos to him for making the call. And that's a great return from
Love
Parsons.
30.
Yep, and Tyler Frazier's got to keep it under, he's got to keep his cool right here. He's a little aggravated with that call, but just kind of missed that volley as a result.
And we'll keep you
And it
abreast of
was
the.
an awesome return of serve. mind
It
you.
was. The other men's quarterfinal scores so far: Kayla Rams are down 2-love to
15-30.
Berkshire Doya. Durant Mitchell were 1-1 with Anderson and Bostrom, and no scores are yet on the Hughes Powers match. Well, against Lepever and Protsenko. They may actually need a few more minutes, those guys. They played just a heck of a 2.5-hour battle.
No, gentlemen, your motion has to be inside. You cannot even start outside the line. You have to.
Right. Okay, this is
Cannot.
great. They're having
Even
a
if you
clarification on what a foot fault is and a legal serve.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
And
That's good.
This was all brought into play by Sven Bursch like months ago, where he was starting with his left foot outside the box, and he would bring it in well before he would hit the serve, but you're not allowed to even start that way. The motion needs to start inside the confines of the court and the serving side.
And Brad, what advantage would Tyler gain by going that far over to serving to Mark Parsons?
Wow. That's just a great shot from Araya.
15-40.
You know, serving wider, he can get as wide as he possibly can on the court, and that just gives him more angle to place the ball in there,
15-40,
although he's
5-40.
actually hitting it more to Parsons' backhand, which is not much of an advantage.
Well, that's what I was thinking about.
Right.
What's he going to achieve with that?
You know, but maybe he has a serve that he
Game,
uses extra
Araya,
spin on or
Parsons.
something along those lines.
Frazier, Morgan, lead the first set, 3-1.
Like Robertson, love it. It's clear. First game for Parsons Araya getting on the board.
Mark Parsons in the blue shirt, Juan Araya in the gray shirt with his back to us. That's Adam Morgan out of the juice court and Tyler Frazier out of the ad court. All 4 of these men are teaching professionals, among the best in the country.
Good rushing. That's out. Cut off volley there from Araya. He will look to get as close to the net and do that often throughout
15.
the day. Swung at that a little bit, Patty. Gotta block it.
Yeah, tough when it's 70 degrees. You don't get any benefit. The ball's just flying off the paddles today.
15 all. $15-30.
Wow, he's
30
hammering the
all.
serve in there to Frazier. I love the way he challenged him there.
Brad, to your earlier point about Juan Araya and his positioning and how successful Parsons and Araya are when Juan is on top of that net.
Yeah, I mean, Araya has done very well. He's an exceptional player. He's going to probably do well with almost any partner, but his greatest success
Guys,
comes with
call
partners
correction,
who
ball's in.
drive the ball well from the backcourt. So they'll go into a lot of formations where Parsons
Guys,
drops
I saw
back
the ball in.
and
Call
drives.
correction.
And Araya's just right on top of the net, poaching, cutting off, doing basically whatever he wants.
This is the mark right here. We both pointed at it when it's found. Come on, man.
Guys, I saw the ball in.
He questioned it. Dude, you can even feel the ball.
He questioned it. I didn't even question it. I mean, he questioned it.
There's how far along it was.
Not sure what the discrepancy on the court is, Patty.
Close.
Guys, let's play.
We're gonna play fair. We're gonna.
Guys, saw the ball in. Let's move on. Let's play.
Just get those guys.
Keep questioning. No, I didn't see it. Keep questioning. Keep questioning. I didn't see it.
Noise. Umpire Mike. We have some strange sounds coming from the paddle court, Brad. We're going to see if we can't tweak that.
Yeah, those sounded like my stomach after having eaten. I was checking to see if it was me, but I just had a sandwich, so.
I would move that mic from your belly, Brad.
Yes, well, there's nothing good could come of a mic near my belly. That is true. Great one-time volleys.
No.
That's a great shot
40-15.
right into the nick by Parsons.
No, gentlemen, guys. I have the scores 30-15. It's now 40-15.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good, guys. We're good. Let's move on.
45.
I'm not sure what we're missing here, Brad.
There's a lot of back and forth going on. There's 40-15 now. And
Game,
now it is
Araya
game
Parsons.
for Araya Parsons.
Frazier Morgan lead the first set, 3-2.
We will be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live, ProFlight Live.
Did you make it through the entire paddle season without medical assistance? Have any end of season aches or pains? Maybe a sore shoulder, elbow, or knee? Are you aware that the APTA partnership with Upswing Health provides access to professional athletic trainers virtually? Wouldn't it be great to learn more about your injury and maybe get some free tips so you can feel better now and maybe play injury-free next year? It is available right now and at no cost. The APTA invites you to visit our partner, upswinghealth.com. Check out their site, diagnose your injury, and talk to your own athletic trainer. If you fill out a brief survey about your experience at Upswing before the end of the month, you'll be entered into a raffle for one of 5 Viking paddles. Check out upswinghealth.com/APTA today.
And we are back to the APTA 2021 Nationals, presented by eNet Live and ProFlight Live.
All.
Frazier's positioning at the net. He is very much to the center, allowing the down the line drive. He's making it sort of a brazen position to help Morgan get to the net. So he's going to cut off balls, almost give away the down the line
30-15.
drive. Frazier lights out with that cutter. Drawing it so far. We got Araya and Parsons switched in the backcourt there, which means the center is not the place to hit the ball. Got to keep it to the sides.
30 all.
So after being down 3-love, Araya and Parsons finding their way into this match.
Yeah, Morgan's serve, Brad. I mean, not only does he throw his body into it, but he gets tremendous depth on every one, it seems.
40,
I mean,
30.
I've never seen a guy serve so many points so close to the line.
Yeah, he's got an excellent underhand serve, probably one of the best in the game that I've seen. He's consistent with it. It's heavy, and it's very effective. Definitely seems to cut down on the drives by the opponents. And he's very comfortable coming in or staying back. He'll stay back a lot. He loves his ground game more than he loves his volley game. Whew.
Deuce.
That was a cut right there. I'm not
Maybe
sure
pulled the trigger a little early on that two-handed backhand. Did he think he was Tyler Frazier or Mark Parsons?
Maybe he didn't get over that one. And you know, if there's not a target, there's no need to hit right at the guy. This weather, you hit it that hard anyway, and the guy's off the net. I mean, they're just going to let it go through, drive it back. You won't achieve anything.
Talk about depth on serve, Brad. Sorry, I just cut you off there. Adam served it a little bit short, and Araya just crushed the return of serve.
Oh, that's a great lob from Araya. Frazier, there are some teams that will say, don't ever hit a ball into Mark Parsons' side screen. Frazier's not afraid. He's going for it. Like, he's going to trust his cutter will be able to do some damage if he's hitting it over there. Oh, that's going to get hit. Yep.
Deuce.
A good athletic point. Get it back to Deuce.
Yeah, the transition game, Brad, as the game has evolved over the past decade, like the last 6 or 7 years, just the transition play is just what it's all about. And it just shows off the athleticism that all these guys have, besides their amazing
Frazier,
rackets
Morgan.
abilities.
Yeah, Parsons and Araya are great in transition. They're one of the best teams in the country. And it's no surprise that many of the top seeds here are. Hughes and Powers are excellent in transition. Grant Mitchell, excellent in transition. Roderick Palmer, great in transition, but not always offensively. They tend to hold the net a lot. And getting the net is just a crucial part of it.
Deuce.
You can almost, we got to keep like a running tab of Frazier cut winners versus the errors. I think that was his first error. I think he has 3 winners so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Parsons is trying to educate them about hitting it to his backhand. This is what happens if you hit it right to my backhand. There we go.
Advantage, Araya Parsons.
Just an amazing. I don't know what you know. I call that Parsons overhead, but the guy hits the smartest overheads, Brad, with the placement, and he just picked up where Morgan was deep in that court and just placed that ball perfectly, forcing the error. And Parsons does it mostly off the roll type of overheads.
Yes, he does not use a cutter at all. His rollers at the crease about as good as anyone.
Is there anyone who's hit more Nick, Brad, than you've ever watched play?
No, he's hit the most. I mean, but people, it's gotten way down because people don't let it go there anymore. They cut it off. That's a great move from Araya. Ah, so smart. Oh my word. I mean, they've been asking us for going for highlight replays. Just put that one on the list, boys. But that's one of already 5, so that's why we're not calling for everyone. It's just the amount of balls he's going to hit like that. That is just an incredible shot. And for people who don't appreciate how small that contact window is, there's only a hair where it's good. The rest of them are all misses. Oh,
What volleys?
yeah, that was a two-fisted hammer volley. Oh, Ryan misses the quick
Advantage,
backhand.
Frazier Morgan.
He uses that very effectively. Oh, that's Araya at his
Deuce.
best right there, Patty. He closes in on a guy who's clearly hammering a drive off the back screen, just trusting in his hands. He gets right on top of the net, and he hits an offensive volley right into Frazier's body. Incredible stuff. I mean, that's another highlight reel ball. But we can have highlight reels probably every point.
Advantage, Araya Parsons.
Is that a let cord, Brad? I mean, did I hit
think
the
it
net?
was.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, Morgan had a line on the ball, and it just popped out of where he thought it was going.
Game, Araya Parsons.
Yeah, Frazier's got to
First
think
set
twice
tie.
about when you
3
go
games
in and you
apiece.
play transition with Araya, he never bails. He never bails. So you've got to go hard. You cannot. Frazier just kind of pushed that volley back, assuming Araya would do the smart thing for most people, which is bailing. Oh, here we go. Here's the replay. Look at that. Oh, just perfect volley. And he doesn't. He doesn't back up, Patty. You have to know that going in. He will stand in there and even go forward.
Must be nice to be able to do that, Brad, knowing that you have a Parsons with a wingspan of a 57 or bigger,
Yeah.
and that's what makes them amazing. They're so fun to watch.
Yeah, it's two-pronged.
Love 15.
It's knowing you got Parsons back there, Patty, and it's also just his confidence in his hands. He really believes he's one of the best volleyers in the game, and he is. And one of the best in the exchange. He really is.
15 all.
Go!
Parsons is getting a lot of looks, Brad, on that two-handed backhand.
Yeah, they are not afraid to go over there, and I
30-15.
think they should be. I mean, I think there's no benefit. I think you got to go in there every now and then, because otherwise there's too much of the court you're not playing to, but be judicious with it.
Forward.
That's a
30
great shot by
all.
Morgan.
No, no.
Advantage,
Great
Araya
job.
Parsons.
It's that right into the nick. And Morgan had that ball. He had to draw a line on it. He just couldn't handle the pace. Couldn't keep his feet underneath him. Tough shot.
Deuce.
So deuce 3-all, quarterfinals, men's national championships. Brad, who does the winner get tomorrow?
Oh, that's a great question. I cannot call against the #1 seeds of Durant and Mitchell, and they were up in their first set. I believe it was 5-2 against Bosterman and Anderson. So they get
this is, yep, top half of the draw.
top half of the draw. So, and then on the other half is the seeds are Bersh Doya and Hughes Powers. So, you know, just there's nowhere to go right now. It's all the best out there. What a move. And it just, again, Araya, you challenge
Advantage,
him.
Araya
You have
Parsons.
to basically hit him with the ball. No, there really is no way about it. I mean, it's it. You hit him with the ball, or you're likely to be, it's over.
Yeah, this match feels like Araya and Parsons have to be totally happy at this point in the first set with this.
Well, they've come way back. They were down 3-love. They were very flat. And I can't tell if Morgan and Frazier are playing poorly. They're not. But they are playing hard and fast, and just a couple of little question marks. Like, Frazier loves his blitzing. But right now, he hit him in the first point, basically, or in the first game. He just crushed him. And it looked like Frazier was, you know, running at a different speed than the other guys. And now Araya Parsons, they're sort of back up to their speed. And you can blitz and you can win a point, but you better be on top of the net hitting down at Parsons.
Yep, and you know, they came out a little flat, Parsons and Araya did, but for sure now, you know, you see it, and with Juan on top of the net, it's just negating much of Frazier Morgan's offensive opportunities.
Araya's missed 2 or 3 cuts here. So, the match is dead even. Frazier's up in that department.
I got it.
Advantage, Frazier Morgan.
A great drive there from Morgan. Surprising miss from Parsons. He misses very few of those volleys there where he's in position. He's a great position volleyer.
Deuce.
Yep, and Frazier kind of made a miss, Brad. Parsons set up pretty far off the net, and Adam, you know, hit a good dipping ball.
Now that last ball, Frazier took that one as a swing. I gotta think those are the choices that are not going to help you in the long run.
I got it. I got it. Watch it. You take it. You take it. Ah! Ah!
A lot of noise from the other quarterfinal match with host pro here at Montclair, Mick Ardoya and Sven Burrs, playing against Philip Rams and Scott Kaler.
Yeah, that should be a good one. Philip Duran's very smooth. Kaler, one of the great volleyers, and really smart. This is a great, smart point here by Morgan and Frazier. They're grinding, but also taking their shots. Sorry, Patty, I think you were about to say something there about Kaler and Rams.
Kaler, another one of the guys like Juan Araya, right on top of the net as a volleyer. Wow!
That's just
Advantage,
well done. But
Araya Parsons.
they are definitely starting to turn Morgan around in those screens, Patty. They've gotten a few misses in there. They didn't get a miss, they just got the short lob, and then Frazier had to commit to the drop shot. Just push by
Game,
him.
Araya Parsons. Araya Parsons lead the first set, 4-3. Gentlemen, seventh games, ball change.
Big momentum change there for Araya Parsons.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it has that just tremendous volley from Araya there. I don't think it has anything to do with it, but it sort of all happened right on that first point of the foot fault call. Right from that moment on, that game was easily won by Araya
test it.
Parsons, and
Make sure it's good.
And I don't want to say it was a mental because I don't see any real effect for it, but it is strange that that was sort of what the impetus was for the whole comeback to start. And Araya and Parsons are just playing really well right now. And Frazier and Morgan have to be very careful. They need this game, I think.
Yeah, we talked about little interaction between the umpire and Tyler. Missed the first volley following that interaction. And, you know, there's so much stress and pressure when you make it this far in the quarterfinals of nationals, trying to get it to day 2 here, you know, for a berth in the semis, and it's a ton of pressure.
All right, so Kaler and Rams are down 2-5 to Berkshire, so hometown pro at the Montclair Golf Club. Micker Doya up 5-2 in his quarterfinal match.
Brett, I remember 2 years ago when Graham McNerney, who's not able to be here in the Nationals, was the stat guy. And I remember he would say, you know, you had Araya serving there at 3-all, Brad. And I was thinking, you know, this is Araya hold serve here. I mean, he had the highest, you know, percentage of his ability to hold serve 2 years ago or 3 years ago when Graham kept those stats.
Well, it's not a great surprise. He's got a tremendous volley. Look at that quick shot. He's going to bail after he hits that. But
I mean, Araya is feeling it, Brad.
He's playing incredible now. I do not see how those hard overheads into the Parsons corner is going to help you.
But, you know, that's how much respect they have for Araya's game and his deception. And he just holds his shots so long over that deuce court. And Morgan and Frazier feel like they can maybe match up better against that power of Parsons' two-handed backhand. We both doubt it, though.
I mean, for my money, Parsons has been the most consistently just great player without the fanfare. I mean, everybody knows how great he is, but without the fanfare of almost anybody.
30, love.
Durant is absurd with the things he can do, but Parsons just lights out almost all the time.
40, love. Game, Frazier, Morgan. First set tied, 4 games apiece.
It was a good game for Frazier Morgan, breaking right back after losing 4 in a row, responding.
Yeah, really fast game.
$15, love.
You hear Frazier there yelling, get on top of it. They're driving that ball down in there. You just got to get your paddle up, face over the top, drive that ball down. He's a little late. Nicely done by Morgan.
You. You.
Wow, what a touch lob.
That is out of play. So point to Frazier and Morgan.
15 all.
It is quite a turnaround, Brad. I just can't get over how they've really negated Tyler Frazier's offense out of that ad court.
He's missed some of the looks he's taking. He's taken some really quick looks. Yeah, and they're just doing a great job doing what they do. They're keeping him off balance with the overheads. Oh, that's a huge ball. Parsons goes down with the overhead.
30.
Even Araya's hands can't come up with that crushing ball from Morgan. Just out.
Call stance. Line of sight. 30 all.
Brad, that Parson two-handed roller
Body's completely
overhead
blocked in my
from
view.
3/4.
Otherwise, look, if I can make a definitive call,
I don't
would.
see any other players in the game
30 all,
doing that
gentlemen,
shot
let's
as
play.
effectively as Parsons. And that's what lets, Araya just stay right on top of the net.
Wow, what a volley. You're talking before about how Morgan gets his whole body into the serve. He kind of gets his whole body into a lot of shots, Patty. Like you'll see him get off the screen, he sort of
advantage, Araya
leaps
Parsons.
with it. He's not what you would call like that calm, fluid type of player, right? He's not waiting, letting the ball in there. He doesn't hold his shots a long time. He just brings the thunder and he gives it his all every single time.
Brad, that's a great point, and I was just thinking the same thing when I was just watching him. And it looks like so much effort. He never misses a routine double screen, but he does kind of elevate just to propel the ball over.
Getting off the ground. He's
Put an overhead, keep that ball low and out
Game,
of reach of
Araya
Frazier.
Parsons. Araya Parsons lead the first set, 5-4.
all right. We'll see how Morgan does underhand serving to stay in this first set. Great job by Araya Parsons. I think Frazier Morgan, they got up to that lead due in part to their great play, to Araya Parsons being a little flat. And then when you always got to tell yourself, though, when a team's down like that, 3-love, that they're going to get better, and you have to pay attention to how you adjust as the match goes on. It wasn't going to continue that way for Frazier Morgan. Now we settled into a good battle here, but they got to hold.
And Brad, my point that I made very early in the match about Araya Parsons is they play and they're unfazed by the score most of the time. So the fact that they got a little bit of a slow start didn't faze them.
All right, look how they're doing this one. Frazier way over and is going to fake a move. Oh, and Araya, he doesn't care. He just hammers it through the middle. Oh, he just, look at Frazier.
15,
Morgan
low.
go. He thundered all of those shots. And he tags Parsons there at the end.
He's assuming some responsibility for more offense when getting the opportunity. He's got to here, Brad. That was magnificent.
He's bringing 70% of the offense. Misses
30,
the backhand
love.
chip. Araya probably has the best one-handed backhand in the game, but there are times it can go off, and when it's off,
30 love.
it can lead to a couple of little spurts, because every now and then Araya has these spurts. He's an amazing front runner, but when the spurts come, it could be 2-3 balls. You never know.
30-15.
Great lob, Patty, from Araya. Held that backhand, and then he forced a weak ball, and then Parsons crushes the forehand. People talk about his backhand, and it is better than his forehand, but his forehand is great as well.
Okay, talk about easy power. Parsons just smooth swing on that versus what we're talking about, how Morgan just throws his entire body into shots.
30-all.
I like that play with Frazier moving up in there, but he volleys the ball down, and Parsons just crushes the next one.
Advantage, Frazier, Morgan.
That is just a great shot right into the crease.
Brad, we mentioned earlier that Parsons rarely hits anything but a roller head. Adam Morgan's not far behind.
No, he only really hits rollers. You're right.
Game, Frazier, Morgan. First set tied, 5 games apiece.
Great hold there from Adam Morgan.
All right, I'm banking on Araya again, Brad. Thinking about that 94% hold rate or 87%, whatever Graham said it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it might even be higher now. Yeah, he's just got a great serve and a great volley. So he hits a serve that challenges his opponents. And he's just got smooth hands up there at the net. Some of the best. Oh, I love that off-pace drive. He did not
15.
crush it. Well done.
Yeah, Araya was wishing he crushed it so he could just let the ball go through and play it off the back screen.
Yeah, it was perfectly done there from Frazier. I don't know if Frazier's been doing some like martial arts training, but he's got a lot of noises going on. Yeah.
Brand, we've been on those Zoom exercise calls. You've missed the weeks, I've noticed, but I've been on there without him.
That's perfect.
But you've been busier. You've been calling a lot of matches, Brad. You've done a great job this year, as always.
Well, thank you, Patty. I myself am trying to harness my chi as much as I can.
You're doing a wonderful job of it. Talk about a wonderful lob. Wow.
That was a tremendous lob. That is going to die. That is just awesome from
Love
Frazier.
30.
Now Juan knows what it feels like, Brad, to have someone hit the shot that Araya made famous, one of his shots.
Yeah, right, definitely. Brian Uline and Dave Keevan started the whole spin overhead thing, and Araya definitely took it to a different level. And but Frazier here, he's got about 7 dead kills. I think Araya's got 1. Just incredible stuff that Frazier's done. Oh!
See, right there, I think Morgan
30.
had to chill right there. Brad, he had Ron on top of the net. They're in transition. Tyler's backing up. Just throw that ball up. I just don't think you challenge Araya like that.
Yeah.
Percentage-wise, you come out losing.
15-40.
Heck of a shot there. 2 break points now for Frazier Morgan. And I agree with you 100%. The only issue is when you let the ball go to the screen, you don't know where your opponent is when you're screen driving. You've got to turn and see it. So sometimes you just take your rips. I just think that ball is a little low, so it was not an easy shot.
Brad, you mean you can't see behind you and in front of you at the same time?
Well, I just got my eyes checked, and let's just say I'm still allowed to drive, but Oh, wow, Parsons. Oh, that's
Game,
great stuff.
Frazier Morgan. Frazier Morgan lead the first set, 6 games to 5.
Patty, I think Araya was surprised that Parsons didn't let that ball go through. And when he volleyed it, he was stuck up there, a little unsure what to do.
I think you're right, Brad.
Let's see if we got some score updates. So the first set goes to Berger Doya, 6-2 against Kayla Rams. And they're up 1-love in the second. And yep, looks like Lepaver and Protsenko were up 2-1. They barely got underway because I'm sure Lepaver and Protsenko needed a little bit of a break. So they're up 2-1 in their match against Hughes and Powers. That should be a battle.
It's going to be a late night.
Love.
And Durant and Mitchell were up 5-2, but Bostrom and Anderson have tied it up at 5-all. Pretty great stuff from them. There's Martin Bostrom's very talented. Anderson spent much of the year sort of injured. Bostrom, one of the great ball strikers in the game, and he's got finishing overheads. All these are okay. A little
Blake's
questionable.
playing nationals, Brad. Blake. No, Blake's had a wrist issue on and off, so he's been wise to sort of stay on the sideline. Martin played a couple matches this year with Drew Broderick, and he's certainly one of the game's great players who have not gotten through yet to win a nationals. But, Bostrom and Anderson, it's a great matchup for them. You don't say that about many people against Durant and Mitchell, but those guys have no fear, and they have every shot in the book.
Wow, what a volley from Araya. Oh, just hauls off, but he didn't have his feet underneath him there, Patty.
Well, he doesn't often, Brad. But
That's
you know,
it,
but Parsons totally just tempted him with a shot just outside his reach.
Yep, and serving for the match here. I like the fact that he's not afraid. So often it just comes down to those choices, right? Oh, and a surprising miss from Parsons. 2 points from the first set now for Frazier and Morgan.
Nice!
30-all.
That serve was in Parsons' dream spot on the return.
Yeah, his return is phenomenal. Frazier slow played the serve. He wasn't really serving volley. He came in 2 steps, which usually means that if the ball is that difficult, you let it go to the back screen. But he thought he could handle the half volley, but he was not correct.
Tyler's a tall guy, and his serve's bouncing up this warm weather right up to where Parsons wants it.
You!
Gonna get hammered. Oh. That is just massive by Adam Morgan.
Advantage, Frazier, Morgan.
Set point for Morgan and Frazier. That was massive, those drives.
Deuce.
Oh.
Kind of surprised Frazier stuck with the overhand serve to Parsons.
Yeah, but he did it and stayed back, and he got a great look at a transition drive. He just missed it. No target there. I think he thought Araya might be rushing in, and he overplayed it. And as quickly
Advantage,
as that,
Araya Parsons.
point to get back to 6-all here. Get it to 6-all. Could be a tiebreaker.
Yep, leaving nothing to chance here on this serve and hopeful first volley.
It just lights out.
See how Morgan didn't even make a play on that, Brad? Just let the ball go through.
Oh, great spin by Frazier.
Hey, yes. You. You.
Oh, and Morgan's going to stay back again. They have a lot of similarities, these teams, Patty.
You take it.
You know, Morgan stays back, doesn't do the heavy lifting on the volleys. Frazier with a lot of blitz moves, and Morgan will back him up when he does that. Very similar to Araya Parsons in many ways. And they're really going at it, style versus style, Patty. Frazier and Morgan are not backing down.
Yeah, nobody's backing on. When they have an offensive opportunity, everybody's taking the Brad.
Oh, that's amazing volley. Stuck his battle out.
You don't see a lot of one-handed volleys from Mark Parsons.
That might have been the first one I've ever seen.
That's why I had to point it out, Brad.
This is Morgan and Frazier willing to grind here for a bit. Willing to grind, recognize the importance of this point. While they're playing this 1 point, Bostrom Anderson have gone up 6-5, 4 games in a row. Oh, great play. Can he? No, that was so well done.
Game.
Araya
Parsons.
Draws him in with the cutter.
Tied, 6 games apiece.
Surprised that Frazier didn't move to the center a little there, Patty, and he was late to the other ball and then finish him out. Here's bang. That was big forehand before from Frazier, from Morgan. But 6 all tiebreaker time. Mark Parsons to start it.
Seems only fitting, Brad.
All even, just the way we started.
A few momentum swings in between. And I love your point, Brad, about how these teams are mirroring each other almost with their styles of play. Really fun match to watch. And one mention that Bostrom Anderson, they've got the home crowd. Martin is the pro over at Plainfield Country Club, doing a great job to having taken over for Guy Moore, and Blake Anderson's over at Fairmont Country Club, doing a great job building their paddle program from scratch just a couple of years ago.
Couple of great guys as well.
One, 0.
Just a little bit of the shoulder hang there from Araya.
Yeah, the emotions do run hot and cold, and he wears them on his sleeves. I mean, personally, I love it. Yeah, I don't know if it helps him or not, because when he's running hot, but when he's running cold, sometimes it takes him a little while to get going.
One
but
serving 0.
It's little sparks bring him in and out of it, and if as his partner, you learn to roll with it because the talent is so incredible.
2-0. Frazier Morgan.
That's Adam Morgan serving, and Tyler Frazier, who will return to the net. Mark Parsons about to rip another two-handed backhand.
You're making a bold statement there. Shocking.
Well, there are certainties in this sport, Brad. A lot of unknowns, but a lot of certainties.
3-0.
So we got, I believe, Anderson and Bostrom taking the first set.
Wow.
7-4 in the tiebreaker, and 5-all for Hughes Powers against Lipover and Protsenko. So battling everyone, just going at it.
4-0. Frazier Morgan.
Frazier Morgan jumping out the way they did in that first game, just all over Araya Parsons. And that is now 5-0.
Frazier Morgan.
All right, Patty, I'm going to take Frazier Morgan in this tiebreaker. Now, you certainly can't count out any teams here, but they just are all over it right now, as long as they stay the course. Oh, wow.
Frazier Morgan lead, 5-1.
Yeah, right there. Just Frazier didn't have to do that, Brad. They're cruising in this tiebreaker. He didn't have to force anything.
2 serving 5. Frazier Morgan lead, 5-3.
Oh, here we go. You gotta close out the other teams, and you cannot give back. But one of the things they're doing is they are staying true to themselves. They're coming after it all the time. And the good comes with the bad when that happens. Tremendous move there from Araya. And
5-4.
Wow, Brad, did we bet $5 or 10?
I mean, I don't recall you taking it on the action, Patty.
I was on your side on that one, Brad.
No, honestly, though, this match has gone that way the entire way. It started the exact same thing, so you really don't know how it's going to work because the teams are so talented. They're going for their shots, and putting away a team, especially the top team, is no easy feat by any means. And that's what was so impressive about Protsenko and Lepover before taking out Broderick and
Frazier
Palmer.
Morgan
But I
leads
think
6-4.
for them, they didn't feel like it was taking out one of the top teams. They just felt like they could do it the whole way. And I think Frazier and Morgan probably feel the same way, and they got 2 set points right now. They're going to trust in their ability to go for their shots and make them.
an update, 3-all, second set of the Doya Burris match with Rams and Kaler.
Powers Hughes win the last 2 games, up 7-5, win their first set against Frazier and Protsenko. And out, the Riot chip goes long. Frazier Morgan close out the first set, 7-6.
Brad, we'll be right back just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live, Pro Fight Live.
Great job. Hey, good stuff to you.
Patty, good job.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the APTA 2001 Nationals, presented by eNet Live, Pro Fight Live. I'm Patty Hogan alongside Brad Easterbrook. Brad, I know you enjoyed seeing me with one of my tallest partners ever.
Yeah, that was incredible. No, that was a great ad, and it is so actually apropos. Platform tennis is a sport for a lifetime. It is a sport for every age and everybody, and showcased out here today. And it was a great ad. Eli Manning there, of course, the great soon-to-be Hall of Famer, probably. A great New York Giants quarterback for so many years. Yeah, great ad, and it must have been a lot of fun doing that commercial with him.
Brad, that was fun. He is such a class act, as we have always admired him and respected him throughout his career. He is just a phenomenal guy. He's got the paddle bug. He plays all the time over at Beacon Hill. Just handles himself beautifully out there, as we would all expect, and such a class act. And we're just honored to have him as part of our New Jersey Nationals.
My mistake.
This year.
Well, that's terrific to hear. So, Patty, great first set from Frazier Morgan. They jump all over him. Then they withstand the comeback from Araya Parsons. They were up 3-love. Then they get down 4-3.
Did you drop
and they make a huge hold to get
guys. We have one more
up at 4-4. And then,
mistake.
basically, Morgan has to serve to stay in it. And they do it all when the goods were down. And then they jump all over him in the tiebreaker. Again, they have no fear. They're playing their game, and they're not worried about the consequences. And Morgan is bringing the thunder. He is ripping drives. I mean,
well, Brad, you said he was bringing 70% of the offense. And if you told me that's how this match would go, I would have been shocked.
Well, he's bringing it because, when the points are moving fast, he's getting those high balls off the screen, and he's crushing them. Now, that being said, Frazier's cut finished, I believe, 7 balls in that first set, which is a huge number. I think Araya maybe had 2 cut finishes, maybe 1, and then another just led to a point winning behind. I mean, you play a whole set, and it's 7-6, 7-4 in the tiebreaker. And if you finish 7 balls or you do this, that is absolutely more than the difference in the match right there. So it's just a question of execution right now. Flat start from Araya and Parsons notwithstanding, you would expect them not to have that now that they're into the match and basically fighting for their lives.
I have 3 on me. I'll take it just so you don't have to.
Frazier and Morgan are showing that their offense stands up with anybody.
So impressive, Brad. You've seen a lot more of them this year than I have, but really impressed. It's a huge moment here for them,
Second set, guys.
as a team working toward the next step. And I mean that at Nationals, Brad. There's some great players in the game with tournament wins throughout the season, but when you can dial it up at Nationals and come through, that just puts you in a whole nother tier to get to that second day or the third day of Nationals. This year, it's a 2-day event. New Jersey took over. We had to limit the draw to 32 teams, Brad, as you know. We had the opportunity to spread it out. We gave a ton of clubs in New Jersey the opportunity to showcase the game's great players. Really fun. Got so much help from every pro in New Jersey, and every member of every club really stepped up, volunteered, really to ensure player safety and spectator safety out here. Thus, the limited number of participators allowed courtside. And Montclair's doing a great job. They've got tickets here.
30, love.
All the clubs. Bow did a great job over at Trump. Canoebrook, I was there most of the afternoon. And, everyone's taking this seriously, as we need to make sure everyone stays safe.
Well, that's great to hear, and a great job, and kudos to everyone out there, all the volunteers. Tremendous work.
Yeah, we'll get to see a little bit more of Canoebrook tomorrow. They have stepped up their game big time, welcome the opportunity to host Nationals, Brad, and the place just looks phenomenal. And Brad, we're crossing our fingers tomorrow. We got a Jumbotron coming in, so spectators can feel like they're part of the action, but not exactly courtside, off over actually in the driving range or the parking lot at Canoebrook.
What a phenomenal idea, and that
30,
is not
15.
a phenomenal idea to hit the ball to Parsons backhand high. So Jumbotron sounds phenomenal, and seeing that backhand drive on the Jumbotron, I'm all in for that.
And Brad, seeing you up on that Jumbotron, I can't wait to go up there tomorrow.
If you want to clear the place out, Patty.
Forty, 15.
Wow.
Just a well-spotted
40,
drive from
30.
Araya.
Man, he just waited for it to hit that inside-out forehand, just about the only spot on the court Morgan couldn't reach that ball.
Tremendous shot. He read it well. I don't think Morgan placed his serve exactly where he wanted it, but Araya took advantage and just great ball. That's where you go. That's what always astounds me. That is almost
Frazier Morgan lead the second set.
an impossible shot for
One
most
game to
people.
love.
Araya's angry he did not pick the ball off of shoelaces and hit a winning volley. And it's just, that's his confidence level. He's that good a player. He'll take those risks because he makes more of them on percentage than anyone else. I mean, that's a shoe top volley.
Mark, just check it, yeah.
But you
Well
just
placed
kind
ball.
of feel the emotions building up in a little bit since that first point of the tiebreaker, Brad, with Araya here. And I just think it's kind of building here. And it's a little dangerous spot. Frazier and Morgan won that first set, and I feel like they're really comfortable.
They are. It's just a question of maintaining your composure and, doing what you did to get you there and try not to breathe life back into your opponent. For Araya Parsons, it's interesting. Like, would you think they have to change their strategy or anything of the sort? would Araya Parsons, who love playing fast, need to slow it down against Morgan and Frazier? You know, would they? I mean, so
Are we betting $5 or $10?
bet whatever you want. I'm just saying it's more along
$10,
the lines
no.
of like they're not going to change, right? So these players are going at it with their same strategies and the similar styles of play, and they're just going to say whoever, you know, does it better.
Proud of shout out to our buddy out in the Midwest, Tom Murphy. Couldn't make the tournament. Qualified with Ryan Hegman.
15,
Make the
love.
Oh, that is a shame.
Fingers crossed. He's feeling better. Had a few. He's got some few challenges there, but we'll see him back on the court at Nationals next year.
Oh, shout out. Tom Murphy's a good man. Great volleyer. Fun to watch his improvement over the years. Just a little long there from Morgan.
30, love.
And Tom
Sure.
Murphy's a big fan of yours, Brad.
Well, I'll count him on the list. You know, it's not a very long, so I'm very happy to have that. So
Brad, the list is long. You should see my clip, the list of everyone who loves Brad.
Yes, well, they might be thinking of Brad Pitt. There's lots of Brads in the world. You know, Brad, I don't really know many others. Brad Garrett, I have no idea. But Berkshire Doya closing on the second set, up 5-3 in their match after winning the first 6-2.
Did you say Brad Paisley?
Brad Paisley.
Okay, back to being serious, Brad. Eastern
Now,
York.
Araya has not, in any opportunities he's had to hit the cut finisher that's short, has not taken it. I'm not sure he's not feeling it or he feels it's just not the wise choice. Oh, there's a miss there. Good
40,
lead from Araya.
love.
Beautifully read. And that's what they want. If you want, you want Frazier to beat you with the forehand. Wow, what a stab volley from Parsons.
40,
But
15.
I'm telling you, the down overheads to Morgan, he is crushing a bunch of them. In the beginning, they were able to twist him around, and now he's looking for them.
Burris and Erdoya finished that match 6-3, second set against Rams and Kaler, Brad.
Yeah, that's a great performance for them. Going right away with no problems against two quality teams, so good job for them. They're so solid, and they've made a breakthrough today, winning this year, winning their first Grand Prix. You know, definitely a threat at this year's Nationals, and they're in tomorrow's
Game,
semifinals.
Araya Parsons.
The first residents.
Second set tied, 1 game apiece.
Sort of a fist pump there from Araya Parsons. It's a sign, Brad.
Well, they need to capture any and all of the energy they can. I mean, Frazier and Morgan are just playing well. And what you've worried about in the past is Frazier going into these cycles where he missed some balls, but I think that he's turned that corner by a large part and become a much more complete player throughout an entire match. That is just huge.
15, love.
And we talk about that same style of play. Frazier there standing in as the other team transitions. So he doesn't go back, and he mixes it up transitionally with Parsons, and he takes him out.
Frazier's the director of racket sports at the Camargo Club out in Cincinnati, Ohio. Morgan's the director of platform tennis at the South Barrington Club in Illinois. Sure, they're tuned in, watching their favorite pros here.
Oh, without a doubt.
30, love.
Shout out to Greenwich Country Club, where Juan Araya does a great job as director of racket sports. And then Mark Parsons does a phenomenal job as well over at Aspetuck Valley
30,
Country.
15. 40-15.
Araya is saying the ball hit the seam, changed its little angle on him. It's tough if it does do that. Oh, he wasn't even trying to hit that little short angle shot is what he's saying. That's what you gotta love about Juan Araya. He wears it all on his sleeves. It's the best.
Yeah, you never doubt what's going on in Juan's brain. Shout out to Timo, Juan's son. I don't think he's watching right now. What do you think, though, Brad? Said as a.
I'm sure he is if he can be. Juan Araya is it's like a P.T. Barnum. He's one of the greatest shows on earth. No question.
Game. Frazier Morgan.
Little hang dog from Parsons
Frazier Morgan
there
lead
too.
the second set.
They got to
2
get their
games to
minds
1.
in this thing. They're going to have to grind this out.
You know, Brad, we talk about the evolution of the sport of platform tennis and the athleticism that these 4 guys have out here. It's so fun to watch. All the women, everybody, you know, the top players in this nationals. You know, I kind of watch them and think, would they be a great basketball player? And most of these guys would be, and gals, just so talented, so fun to watch.
Oh, no question.
1 serving 2.
Timo is watching. Sorry, Brad. Damian Johnson, all over it. APTA board members doing a great job. And Timo's watching and glad we gave him a shout out. And thanks, Damian. Wow. What coverage.
Nicely done by Morgan. I can tell you, there is not very many places for Araya and Parsons to hit that ball. These guys have weapons on both sides of the court. They're not trying to dump the ball slow and deep to Frazier's forehand. They have not tried that, which other teams have done in the past. They are still working it hard in there, and Morgan is waiting for the down to ups. He's getting them. Frazier brazen with his position. And that's wide.
Love 15.
I mean, that's a great point from those guys.
Brad, it seems like in just watching Adam Morgan today, he goes from 0 to 60 to 5 to 70 to 10 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour. I mean, I just love his shot selection today, and he's executing at an incredibly high level.
All.
He's definitely executing at a really high level. He's picking spots to hit his drives. He's taking balls and hitting them from high to low. And Parsons and Araya are giving it to him, and he's executing. He's doing a phenomenal job. Houston Powers jumping out to a 4-love lead in the second set. You know, Lipover and Protsenko were tough up to 5-all in that first set, and you got to figure at some point either Houston Powers turned it on or just the match before that battle they had with Broderick Palmer maybe affecting them. But good job for them.
Sure, and Hughes and Powers, I mean, they were playing such strong paddle coming into this Nationals. Everyone, yeah, a lot of people are looking for them to return to be in the finals on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it's been an interesting year. They've had early round exits, a couple of them, and then they've won 2 tournaments as well. And there've been we've had different tournament winners in almost every tournament this year. And they're one of the few multi-tournament winners on the year. So they've had good results and then a couple of early round exits when they put their game together. This Araya getting a big shout out because what a shot he pulled.
30-15.
Completely surprised Frazier there. Ryan Tyler Frazier.
I personally loved watching Araya out of that ad court with the deception in his game, in particular off of that backhand. Little short backswing, Brad, just powerful little wrist snap ability.
Okay, he does the best job with no backswing hitting that backhand. It's probably the best in the game. Can't get his feet around that one.
30
Great
all.
shot there from Frazier to jam him.
Advantage, Frazier Morgan.
Tell you, Frazier, Morgan's pace is making a difference out here. As I said before, he does not hit three-quarter drives or rollers or anything of the sort, but he just crushes it, and it's forcing some errors. It's not deception, it's just pure effort and aggression. Watch Tyler Frazier play. He will not go behind that baseline ever unless there's a ball he has to track down from the back screen. He will stay inside the baseline the entire time. And that was a great speed up of that ball there from him. Now this is the only time he's going to go back behind the baseline. Standing in again. Stand in again. Wow. Oh! And Frazier doesn't
Game,
off-pace
Frazier
that,
Morgan.
which was smart. He put just enough on it.
Frazier Morgan lead the second set, 3-1.
Yeah, and Juan just was looking middle, almost kind of ball, and Tyler really held that ball and just, took it to the opposite side on Juan there.
But 90% of the opponents would bail in that point and go back, just get that ball off the back and start from the backcourt. Araya's one of the few guys, and you have to know that going in, which means that when you hit that ball, you have to hit it. Really coming up with the goods, Frazier and Morgan. You think it's the semi-matching outfits that's helping them, giving them like an extra boost? Were you a player like that, Patty, who would like to match your partner?
Without a doubt, no, Brad.
Without a doubt, no?
I always had tall partners, Brad, and we had different looks that worked for ourselves. We didn't force a look on each other.
I like it. Now, by tall partners, do you just mean people taller than you, Patty, or?
Well, every partner except Vince Broderick. I told Vince I'm coming back, Brad, mixed nationals. Maybe another 10 years.
Nice.
I'll be out there limping around. Vince will be running around for me. Brad, you can see some of the Montclair crowd behind the camera. People are social distance. Everybody's wearing masks unless they're enjoying an adult beverage, I just have to add.
It's just bringing the heat. And that is just too much heat. And it's the warm weather, too.
Love.
And I would think the warm weather would definitely favor Araya Parsons here, but Frazier Morgan definitely benefiting from this. The ball's coming off the screen. And Araya's playing, he's so brazen with the attack that it's just hard to control a lot of these huge drives. Not over by any means, though. Araya and Parsons, I'm sure, have a run in them. But Frazier and Morgan are taking care of business right now.
Brad, I was thinking about who's the warm temperature favors. I was thinking a little bit more lines of Morgan. And they've got far fewer paddle matches in those younger legs, and it is warm. Even though they really weren't pushed, they were all on the court, for a couple matches earlier today. I don't really think it's a fitness thing at all, but they've got a little bit more. I just feel like they got a little more giddy up in their legs right now.
It's hard for me to quantify that, Patty. I think it's one of those things where I think Araya Parsons have put their best foot forward in a lot of ways, but they're just not gaining anything. So they're realizing we may have to just grind this match out, not miss. Take the one drive we can really crush. Maybe take a little less risk even in our positioning. I'm not sure yet. We haven't gotten there yet, but we're pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Go. 30-15.
And I'm just not sure that was a smart choice just to challenge Parsons' two-handed backhand, unless Adam's so confident. Tyler Frazier, that he can just handle the next shot. Just surprised he dumped it there.
All right, so 40, 30. See, that overhead I would love to see more of from all the participants. That third panel smash a little, create some extra movement in the backcourt team. Just so hard to take that risk into the Parsons backhand corner, and it's difficult to hit it to the deuce side without a lefty doing it.
Yeah, and with Adam Morgan to the left, he doesn't have the height that Frazier has. It's tough to hit that third panel.
Great volley from Morgan, just smooth coming back in there. And a spot there from Araya, catches the right hip of Ryan Tyler Frazier and getting it right back.
Yep, Frazier pulled an Araya move, just got on top of the net, and Araya out Araya. Is that proper grammar, Brad?
Yes, Araya can be used as a verb or a noun, however you'd like to. You can Araya someone. That is absolutely proper grammar.
Thank you.
That's a
advantage,
big drive.
Araya Parsons.
All right, so advantage. They come all the way back from this game from 40-love down, 4 in a row. This would be a massive turnaround. This is exactly what Araya Parsons needs. Just missed it. I would not say that it was a bad ball. He just a little aggressive on his spot there, Patty.
Yeah, they'd fought so hard, and then I mean, he had him back off the net. Probably didn't have to go so big.
Advantage, Araya Parsons.
Job by Morgan closing in. Araya's blitzing, and he each time is able to get back in and redirect the volley away from the blitzing Araya. Awesome job by Adam Morgan.
Deuce.
Another little fist pump from Adam Morgan. He is pumped up in this match. I love it.
Advantage, Araya Parsons.
Wow. Morgan just didn't know what to do with that shot. He had so many.
Yeah.
I think he couldn't believe he had so many choices.
Game, Araya Parsons. Frazier Morgan lead the second set, 3-2.
We'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APA Network, presented
First set
by
won
eNet
by
Live
Frazier Morgan,
and ProFlight Live.
7-6. Tie break.
Viking. Sure, other companies make platform tennis balls. Viking, make the #1 ball in the game. The player's clear choice, the Viking ball. The extra duty advanced flocking process promotes proven longer wear and provides the perfect texture for maximum ball spin and control. High-end proprietary rubber compound allows for the softest feel and the most consistent bounce. The official ball of the national championships and the official ball of the Grand Prix series, Viking.
Welcome back to the APTA 2021 Nationals, presented by eNet Live, Flight Live. I'm Patty Hogan, along with Brad Easterbrook,
15,
I think it's,
Love.
or Brad Pitt. Wait, one
All
more
right.
look, Brad.
One of the others.
It's Brad Easterbrook.
Patty, that's there's some great high-quality stuff going on out there.
Any update on that Durant, Mitchell, Anderson, Bostrom match, Brad? I've been texting a few people over at Canoe Brook. No word yet.
The update I have is 5-3 for Durant Mitchell in the second set. So they lost the first set, 7-6, after being up 5-2 to Bostrom and Anderson, and they are up 5-3 in the second. But they've been battling back and forth. Let's see, here's where just Morgan has just been money crushing those high balls. Parsons comes after him with a hard ball to the crease, and Morgan's crushing it. And he's hitting it at such a pace where the normally effective cutoffs from Araya are not
30,
quite as effective.
Love.
And it's so warm out. Pretty love it. Araya Parsons making their move once again. Been a lot of back and
30-15.
forth in these sets.
30 all.
That's Greg Robertson, our enthusiastic umpire, Brad.
Advantage,
Yeah, he's
Araya, Parsons.
doing a great job. He called a foot fault early. He's taking control of the match. Very able up there.
Deuce.
Rip that return.
Advantage, Frazier, Morgan.
You take it.
'Frazier again, his position will be only inside the baseline, and there's
Game,
Morgan's point once
Frazier,
again.
Morgan.
But it's one of these things
Frazier,
where
Morgan
you're taking
lead
a
the
risk getting it
second
hardened
set.
down in there,
4
but they want to
games to
speed up the
2.
play. They don't want it to go too long. And just, Frazier and Morgan have been up to the task.
Yeah, they haven't. Clearly, Morgan read that shot before Juan hit it and just perfectly committed, up that side screen and just crushed that shot.
Oh,
15 love.
Yes.
30 love.
Yes, yes. Yo.
Brad, how many text messages would you say you have received today doing the live streaming?
about 75.
That's all?
Just got one from my
30-15.
shout out to Harry DeMott talking about how surprised it is when you see that he was saying that it's surprising to see Araya being the second best cutter on the court. And so people impressed with the level of play. I think this is a huge breakthrough if
40,
Frazier Morgan
15.
can pull this out. I mean, they've been right there. And as you said, the team kind of came together a few years ago at one of the Pro Flight events. And the skills match up well. Very similar style to Araya Parsons. And right now, they're just
40,
doing it
30.
really, really well.
That's it. Come on. What's the serve on?
Yes. No, so call stands. Ball was in. Game, Frazier, Morgan. Frazier, Morgan lead the second set 5-2.
That was a huge, challenging serve there from Tyler Frazier. He rammed it in, and Parsons could not catch up to it. That's a rare sight.
Wow, Brad, we are witnessing something special from the Midwest here.
You think it's lake effect?
I think it's total lake effect, exactly what I was
Or
thinking.
is it Lake Forest effect? Or it's clearly, these guys are just playing great. Incredible stuff. And love the way they're not shying down. They didn't think they needed to slow play down to play with Araya Parsons, to grind or anything of the sort. They're taking it to
15
them.
love.
And the more the play speeds up, the better they are feeding off of it. Right now, they are a game from the match,
Yo, yo.
which we all know is the hardest game to win.
Yep. And as we said, they play the winner of Durant Mitchell, Bostrom Anderson.
Yeah, Bostrom Anderson really making a great run at
30,
things, making life
look.
difficult for Durant and Mitchell.
Yes, yes. Yo.
There was a moment, Patty, where I thought they were turning around Morgan in those screens in the beginning of that first set when they were making their comeback and won 4 games in a row. But since that time has passed, I feel like the harder they've gone at Morgan's screen, the more he's feasted on it.
Well, Brad, and Morgan, one of the things that you don't really notice too much unless you're really looking for it is his lobbing is just incredible. Every shot has purpose. And he's avoided getting himself spun around, quite frankly, I think. I think he's definitely done a better
30,
job
15.
of not giving Araya in particular, the ability to go after him in that corner.
It's just harder for Araya to attack that corner, too. Araya's one of the best at attacking the ad side corner, but you got the Frazier backhand there. And it's like we said, there's a lot of mirrored, similarities between these teams. What a huge shot that was. Morgan again.
I mean, the Morgan forehand, Brad, in this match.
It's been a difference
See the
maker
difference?
for sure.
Yep.
For sure, it's been a difference maker. I mean, they haven't hit enough balls to the Frazier backhand for it to make a difference.
40,
And
15.
there's a miss there from Morgan, but, just playing well. But now comes the tough stuff, Patty, right? You got to close it out. But I've seen no indication that they're not willing
40,
and able to keep pulling the
30.
trigger. I was able to call the Lipover Potsenko match before against Broderick, and it got really tight down the end. And these guys showed no indication of backing off their strategy and their confidence.
Game, Araya Parsons.
And
Frazier
there they
Morgan
came up with some
lead
misses.
the second set,
Araya
5
Parsons,
games to 3.
But the ball is still in their court. Let's just see if they can keep
ball.
control.
Guys, ball. Test it.
Brad, did you call the Broderick match with Lipover Porsenko with Mark Innes?
I
No,
did
we're good,
indeed.
We're good.
Oh my gosh. Mark was in the room where I'm sequestered right now.
Just make sure that's
And
good.
I could just hear him. And you just knew when there were incredible points, and every match point, Broderick Palmer were
5-3.
able to save, I guess, the first 5 or 6. You
Yeah,
could
there were
just hear Mark
seven
go.
match points.
Wow.
7 match points, and they really were so well played. But they definitely got very tight in those match points. Because Broderick and Palmer are going to make them win, and Palmer does not get tight in those match points. He just played lights out for the most part. And then, strangely, he would make an uncharacteristic error at these various times. But it was a great match to watch.
Jared flew into town from
Love, 15.
flew in the other day and couldn't decide what paddle to use, Brad. I watched him warm up over at Canoe Brook, went through a couple, ended up grabbing a paddle out of the demo pile.
That's what it was. Yeah, it's like a 5-year-old Viking paddle, and he used that for
maybe older.
for the first set, and then he changed to the Red
15
Wilson.
all.
Strangely, he won the first set with that Viking paddle. Then he changed it after the first game and proceeded to lose the match. But it was, I don't think it had anything to do with it, but it was interesting. So 15 all. Yeah, Adam Morgan serving for the match here against the 3 seeds. Tremendous effort for them. He was able to hold serve down 4-5 in the first set to get them even before they were able to take the lead. So he's playing pressure ball today, Adam Morgan. Really great.
30-15. All.
Great calls from Araya there, calling for help anytime the ball's going near the corner. And he's going to push that one long.
Full stand.
Wow.
And here we are.
Advantage.
Patty match
Frazier
point.
Morgan.
Match point for Frazier and Morgan. And they've earned every bit of it all along the way. Weathered some storms. Played big in the big moments. And there it is.
Game. Match Frazier Morgan. 7-6, 6-3. Well done, guys. Nicely played.
Well done, guys. Nicely played from the umpire. And he's right. It was a great job from Frazier Morgan.
Brad, what an incredible match. Just, I mean, Morgan, Frazier, like we said. Hughes Power, Morgan, Frazier. A lot of people were talking about them being the two hottest teams coming into the tournament, even though you have Durant and Mitchell as your defending national champs. And Frazier and Morgan, huge win. Backed up their 2 wins in the Grand Prix this year. Just phenomenal performance to earn a berth in the semifinals tomorrow.
And, speaking of the semifinals tomorrow, Anderson and Bostrom have split sets with Durant and Mitchell, and Durant and Mitchell are up 2-0 in the third. So they're asserting themselves there. I haven't heard if we got a final score on the Hughes Powers match. They were up 4-0 in the second. But, we're shaping up to an amazing day tomorrow. Likely Hughes Powers against Bershadoya, and the winner of Bostrom Anderson and Durant Mitchell against Frazier and Morgan, who truly announced themselves, today. I mean, Araya Parsons just didn't have the answers. They came out flat. Then you thought, they were going to roll when they got up 4-3 in that second set, taking 4 games in a row. But Frazier Morgan never backed down. They had the answers. You came in hard to Morgan's corner, and he crushed balls, and his pace made a tremendous difference. Frazier hit 7 or 8 cut winners, just, I think, announcing themselves, and they never had that moment where they gave points back, Patty, and let the other team breathe.
No, great performance. Really proud of those guys. So, Brad, we'll return tomorrow, I believe, 11:30, women's semifinals.
Women's semifinals. Looking forward to that. We got some great semifinals. Any picks or previews of those, Patty? Before we sign off today?
You're going to have to wait for my picks till tomorrow morning, Brad. I've got to think about it a little bit.
Patty, I'd like to be able to sleep tonight. You can't leave me hanging like that. What are you going to do? All right. Well, everybody tune in tomorrow at 11:30. You'll get Patty's review and picks for the women's semifinal match, which we are looking forward to. So some great matches there. And tremendous day. That was a lot of fun calling that with you, Patty.
Thanks, Brad, as always.
All right, so we'll see everyone tomorrow, 11:30, women's semifinals, followed by the men's semifinals at 1:30, and then the men's finals are scheduled for 5:30 tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, Patty. We'll see everybody out there.
Paddle, it's like a chess game. It's a combination of a lot of shots. You're not going to kill the king with one move.
I truly believe that every person can be taught a little differently. There's no textbook way to play this game.
The earlier you're able to do something, the less perfect you have to be. but you need to be patient and let them come to you. If you start trying to force the point, then I think you lose more than you'll win.
I'm Macy Elliott, and this is my paddle.